And now you can take classes there for college credit from the campus ministry.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
It's
a
new thing. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow. What?
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Yeah.
Maybe I will go back to Aggie Awakening.
Right? There you go. There you go. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Finish up those MBA credits, Jeff.
That's right. I dropped out of my MBA just so I could reject them too.
Bitterness is what you long for.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
That was.
I like that.
I don't know what song it is though.
Oh, it's a praise and worship song.
Oh.
Yeah.
We sang it at St. Mary's when we went to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's holiness is what I long
Holiness.
for, but I was just twisting
Yeah, that's what
it.
I'm going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
The BeatiDudes. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the BeatiDudes, a podcast for Christian men seeking to grow in holiness, learning from and with each other in authentic fraternity that is rooted in the Trinity. My name is Paul Kolker, and I'm joined, as always, by my co-hosts, Nicholas Besner.
Howdy, gig 'em whoop.
And Jeffrey Scheffelbein, or Jeffelbein, as we like to call him.
Gigamags.
That's right, and we're saying that for a reason because we've got an Aggie on the show with us. If you listen on Monday, then you already know this. But we're going to be talking about some things A&M related today, based on his experience there. So thanks, Gig'em, Whoop, Howdy, all of that.
Farmers fight.
Farmers fight. Farmers
Fight.
fight. Hey, whoop. All right. Welcome back to the show, Carson Weber.
Woo, yay. No hissing.
No hissing. No, yeah.
So, Carson, first of all, I just cannot recommend enough the Monday episode. So, if you want to hear about the journey to finding his particular way of living out the charisms that God gave him, that was a powerful episode. But we're going to find out, we're going to kind of go back to the roots a little bit here, find out a little bit more about A&M, your experience there maybe, but also just kind of what you saw happening there and what has continued to happen at A&M.
Sure. So first I have to say that before you become an Aggie, you go to this thing called Fish Camp. And for a week, you're kind of like hazed in a good way. Out at this camp somewhere.
It's very true. It's indoctrination.
In a good
way.
People eating Copenhagen and mayonnaise and
They
doing
changed
weird
so many
skits.
rules from when the 90s,
right?
To the
all this
2000
stuff. Yeah, insurance.
Y'all changed everything for us.
There's no bonfire. There's no. Well, at least we got the TU game back.
Yeah.
But anyways, when I was there, this skinny kid with blonde dyed hair got up and talked about carpool. Caring Aggies are protecting over our lives. And it was Jeff. And I was like, and I really looked up to him. I was like, this guy is really cool. Like, this is such a cool thing that he's doing. And 20 some odd years later, I'm at this first Sent Summit. I think it was the first one in Houston.
Yeah, no, that was the first one. Yep.
And you get up to speak, and I'm like, oh, who is this guy? His name sounds a little familiar. I don't really know. And then he talks about how he started carpool, and I went, the dude, that's him with less hair. This is.
I looked a little more normal.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
So I just felt like, I was in the presence of a legend. I whooped really loud, and I think it kind of threw you off when you were talking.
It doesn't happen as much anymore, but I appreciate it.
I was
I
like,
do
oh
remember
yeah,
this.
thanks,
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah. So anyways, when you start A&M, now they have this thing called Welcome Weekend at A&M, which St. Mary's Catholic Student Center puts on.
Less hazing.
A lot less hazing. Yeah.
More welcoming.
Yeah. And I'll just have to tell you, though, the campus ministry there is just phenomenal. And I'll tell you, it's really, you try not to credit a particular ministry to one particular person as the Holy Spirit's behind it, but usually you have some sort of a charismatic leader that kind of starts something or gets it going. And you know what? They're a really good leader if it continues after you leave. And that was Father Mike Sis.
Yeah.
So Father Mike Sis is a very humble man. When you meet him, you wouldn't be like, oh, that's a really charismatic, alpha leader. He's a humble, amazing servant of God. And now he's the Bishop of San Angelo, Texas. But when he was there, the campus student center, St. Mary's, was just this little house, like a tiny little house right off of campus. And with a brick church that kind of looked like a Baptist church. It's still there. It's beautiful. And we would meet there in the living room of this little house right off of campus. And we also had an amazing parochial vicar, Father David Conderla. And they were just absolutely incredible pastors to all of us. Did any of you ever go on Aggie Awakening?
Yep.
Yeah?
Nope.
It's okay. There's still a chance to go back and be undergrad again.
Get your PhD.
Yeah.
I get an honorary doctorate just so I can go and
Get an honorary Aggie Awakening.
Yeah. Yeah, Aggie Awakening was an amazing opportunity. But I have to tell you something. When I was at A&M, I got to kind of like have a rebirth experience in the sense that when I was in high school, I was like the straight A AP student, played golf, kind of nerdy, had a few friends, but, a small town, graduating class of 230 people. You aren't able to really be who you are because everyone kind of knows who you are, has pegged you in a particular place. So when I went to A&M, there's like, at the time there were 44,000. Now there's like 70 something, maybe 80,000 people. And I was able to just like kind of be myself for what I felt like for the first time in my life. And so I just started joining organizations. So I joined MSC Hospitality, started One Army,
I was in One Army.
You started One Army.
Yeah.
I was one of the co-founders. I mean, really it was
deal.
John and Patrick who really did it.
I knew both of them, but not you. How is this possible?
Yeah, because they're the real co-founders. I just kind of tagged on.
But also,
you're on the email distribution.
I was in MSC Hospitality.
Really?
Yeah.
I got rejected for MSC Hospitality.
Lots of people get rejected for it. It's okay, Jeff.
Don't do that to me.
It's
so passive.
My sister did hospitality.
But you were in Old Ags?
I went all the way up until the last day that you're like, I'm in, and I told them I was out.
Oh.
Yeah,
so you rejected them.
Yeah, I started getting back at everybody on campus.
Nice.
I reject you. Here's my hospitality. I'm not coming.
That's great.
I got rejected from a lot of stuff. So I just start stuff because nobody can stop me from being the guy in charge of the thing I started. It's way harder, but
I need friends. I'm going to start. I've got a great idea.
I'm going to do all sorts of stuff. Yeah. Wives and wife one.
Amanda, did you hear that?
Just one.
Yeah, so when I got really involved on campus, made a ton of friends.
What is One Army? There's people that don't have this helmet at their house, this Aggie helmet. Center. What is One Army?
I'll let you describe it.
I would always tell my friends it's like a non-Greek fraternity.
Yeah, really.
Right? There's no house, but
there's no Greek letters.
There's no Greek letters.
No hazing.
Correct. And I think I was impressed at the like increased emphasis on like brotherhood and service. And of course, fraternity is there too. But there's more of an authentic fraternity because of the greater emphasis on, service.
The higher call.
Exactly, leadership.
A&M has several of these. I mean, it's pretty wild.
And they keep, because of the growth in student body, there's been like way more coming the last few years.
I was looking at some statistics. Every time Carpool saved 100,000 people, 10,000 more people could enroll in school there. So it's us that caused it to go up to 75.
Good work. Good work.
That makes sense. Yeah, I'll follow that.
Way to claim that for yourself.
Good job.
You're welcome, A&M. I mean, somebody else did it.
You bet.
Okay, keep going. Back
I was going to say, St. Mary's Catholic Student Center also had a lot of programming at Aggie Awakening. They had a SMIRT, St. Mary's Youth Retreat Team. There was a lot of opportunities to get involved in ministry, and I did. So I was like one foot in campus ministry with St. Mary's, the other foot at A&M. And who was I think I was telling Paul this earlier, or maybe it was you, Nick, I can't remember. But by the time my senior year rolled around, I realized that all the really friends that I had that weren't acquaintance friends, but were friends, I knew that I was going to be friends for life. We're all at St. Mary's.
Yeah.
And I was just as involved in both, just outreach as much as I could with both. But there's something about sharing the same faith, but it's not just sociological. It's also supernatural. There's like the Holy Spirit involved. They're your brothers and sisters. And I'll say to this day, I'm still friends with so many people from St. Mary's, and it's such an incredible community. It's really hard to overstate But yeah, St. Mary's. I'll tell you another little story. I
love this. This is awesome.
I was living kind of I won't reveal to you my sins, but
it's okay.
This isn't confession or.
You were living a college student life.
I was living a college student life, and I knew that I needed to go to confession. I needed to devote my life to God, like in a real way. And there's this old Franciscan priest. He was like an OFM. Father Kurt. Yes.
Blessed
Yes.
are you.
Yes. Father Kurt.
This is awesome.
Oh man, I'll never forget. They had confessions. It was like Lent, and there were confessions downstairs or confessions upstairs where the old choir used to be, which is extra seating now. Father Kurt was up there in that cry room. I walked in there, and I sat down in front of him, and I just poured my heart out to him, and I cried really hard, and he gave me the words of absolution and some great advice, and I walked out of there just like feeling like $1 million.
Yeah.
And it just even though I was involved in campus ministry, I was going to Sunday Mass, I was involved in Aggie Awakening. There were some things I just needed to shed.
Yeah.
And I knew it needed to be shed, and I needed a rebirth. And so after that confession, I kind of said, you know what, I'm going to go to daily Mass tomorrow just because I want to do this for you, God. So I went to daily Mass, expecting to find about 25 to 50 people there. There were a couple hundred. Turns out all my friends were there that I knew in campus ministry. And I was like, wow, what's going on today? What's the big event? And they're like,
Tuesday.
Exactly. They're like, well, it only takes 30 minutes to go to Mass. And afterwards, we all go to, Fitzwillies or Freebirds and so they said, yeah, we do this every day from, I think it was 5 to 5:30, or it was 5:30 to 6, I don't remember. But so I started going to daily Mass every day. And I'll tell you, the preaching from Father Sis and Father Conderla, now Bishop Sis and Bishop Conderla, was just life-changing and catechetical. Like, I'm learning basic things that I should have known. But they don't just teach you like, oh, hey, this is what you should know. It's like, this is how this changes your life. This is why this is reality. And that sort of, the Holy Spirit's just moving so powerfully there through, not just through those two men, but through their successors and through the student body there, that A&M has become a kind of a birthplace of amazing things like Papacitos,
Oh, yeah.
Buc-ee's,
Yeah.
you name it. But in the Catholic world, we also have some incredible apostolates and for-profit companies that have come out. On Fire Media is one of them, which is the company I started. Catholic, Josh Simmons.
Yeah.
He's class of 2000. Matt Warner, the class 2002, started Flocknote. We have 40 Days for Life, got started by David B. Wright. And, oh gosh, I cannot remember your name. I'm so sorry if you watch this.
Just try to describe them.
A wonderful woman who's like Lauren Goldie.
Okay. See? I helped
There you go. Yes. Thank you for that psychic telepathy.
There you go.
And
Credit to Jeff.
Sidewalk Advocates for Life.
Yep.
Lauren,
Musica.
her married name is Mazika. I knew her as Lauren Werda back then. We always just called her Werda.
Yeah.
But now we can't do that anymore, I guess. We're not allowed to.
No, she was. Was she my table parent on Awakening? When my fall semester as a freshman in 03, I think is what it was. I think that's right.
She's my child.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You're my grandfather.
There you go. I'm your Aggie Awakening grandpa. I think she's my
Okay.
child.
I was like, what just
For
happened?
Aggie Awakening.
Yeah.
Strange
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
You want to be my grandpa?
Yes. Thank you, finally.
man.
That is wild. Yeah, she was a part of a group that was like some of the first people I met at St. Mary's when I was down there. So yeah, I got to know her pretty well, and I think it was her last year there. That's wild.
She's such a people person. I mean,
yeah.
she just such an extrovert. I get out my 1,000 words and then I just want to shut up for the rest of the day and go into my man cave and be quiet. She can just make relationships and make things happen. And she has been so blessed. And she's blessed the world so much through Sidewalk Advocates for Life. It's phenomenal. But these people that have come out and done, Sean Carney, he was a good friend with his wife, Lisa, I believe. And Sean Carney, I don't know if he's still running 40 Days for Life. He probably is. He's like incredible man. What else? Any other Catholic stuff come out from? I know the Abby, the Planned Parenthood person from
Abby Johnson.
Abby Johnson.
Yeah.
She was the director there or whatever at the Planned Parenthood, and she came out. Now she's doing her work, even though I don't think she ever went to A&M. But same area. it's like this anointed place that just does amazing things. Many priests, bishops have come from there. Many religious.
I remember reading Weigel's Evangelical Catholicism, and it talks about St. Mary's in the first 2 chapters, just talking about like the lay movement that turns into vocations, that turns into people doing work in the church, like what you said before. You don't have to work for the church to do church impacting work and really bring people to Christ through the Holy Spirit working through you.
Yeah.
I look at these people, I don't know all of what they're up to, but there's a lot of some of the, like Marcel Lejeune.
Marcel.
Yeah. I mean, look at these
Catholic
people.
missionary disciples.
Yeah. Unbelievable stuff coming out of these people left and right. And A&M is the most, obviously the most Catholic, non-Catholic school. That's a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
And more Catholic than most Catholic schools.
Yep.
That's a no-brainer because they're not.
And now you can take classes there for college credit from the campus ministry.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Yeah,
I didn't know
it's
that.
a new
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, it's a new thing.
Maybe I will go back to Aggie Awakening.
Right? There you go. There you go. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Finish up those MBA credits, Jeff.
That's right. I dropped out of my MBA just so I could reject them too.
Bitterness is what you long for.
It's actually pretty good.
Yeah,
I was.
I like that.
I don't know what song it is though.
Oh, it's a praise and worship song.
Oh.
Yeah.
We sang it at St. Mary's when we went to church.
Yeah. It's holiness is what I long
Holiness.
for, but I was just twisting
Yeah, that's what
it.
I'm going for.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it is.
You learned that at Breakaway.
The other thing I'll say about A&M too, Breakaway. I was at Breakaway the night of 9/11. I was
Really?
working at Frito-Lay, and when that all happened, I was like, I don't even know what to do. So I just was only a few months out of school. It's like, I'm driving to College Station, and somebody's like, Breakaways tonight. And they're still having it. And I said, I'll go there.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in a room full of people praying than sit around watching the news when all that was going down. And while I was there, my friend who worked in one of the World Trade Center buildings got a hold of somebody, and the phone tree spread really quick so that we would know that that he was all right. Wild. I also think A&M's just this place where it attracts people who are into this concept that there's a bigger thing than themselves. Like the traditional aspect of A&M, that it's why Greek life is not that huge there. It's almost like we're all in this bigger fraternity. We all belong to something bigger than ourselves. So I think there's like this natural connection to really all Christianity, because you look at the Methodists are strong there, so are some others, but Catholicism in particular. And I know a lot of people that say if my kids aren't going to this school or this school, they're going to A&M because I want them to have a Catholic environment. So pretty awesome. Again, the day we're going to talk about A&M, I didn't wear my ring. So
You normally do.
this is like a once a year kind of thing, and it's because my finger hurts.
Yeah. That's a good excuse.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Hairline skin fracture.
you know how that goes. Well, have you been to the new St. Mary's? Everybody here? I'm close.
Yes.
I have
Yes.
I have not. I drove past
Road
it when the
trip.
dome was on the ground. And they and Father Will Stratton, who's the pastor there now, he and I were contemporaries, friends. We did Aggie Awakening together.
Cool.
So we stopped by, and I asked the front desk receptionist, is Father Will available? There's an old friend that liked to see him, so he showed us kind of around the student center. But we weren't allowed to go into the new church because it was
Under construction.
Yeah, it was still under construction and everything. But yeah, looking forward to going back. We're really surprised what they did with Northgate. Fitzwillies doesn't exist anymore.
And
they
it's been a while.
built all these apartments on top of.
Yeah.
It just, but they didn't do away with Northgate. It just,
Right.
it was so different. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Mm.
The
crazy.
breezeway from the Memorial Student Center is like no
crazy.
longer a breezeway. It's now a building.
Yes.
So weird.
Yeah, there's
I
a
wouldn't-
lot that's changed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know what to do if there's no breezeway.
Well, that's where all the flyers got handed out
Yeah.
for
Yep,
everything.
yep.
Yeah.
And where we parked our bikes.
Yeah.
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 That's where I parked my bottom. I just sat there and hung out with people all day in that breezeway. I'd
Yep.
every once in a while go get something from the old little cookie place around the corner. What is that?
Rumors?
Yes.
Rumors. Oh my gosh.
Rumors Cafe.
Oh, I got
Oh,
sandwiches
wow.
there all the time.
That's where my Freudian slip auditions were in Rumors, because they have a
'cause that
stage.
stage, yeah.
So I did my Freudian slip stuff there, and then we did the talent show was there before too, for where it was called something else, some like monthly talent show.
Okay.
I
You know,
snuck my way to that one.
you know what they have now in the Memorial Student Center down in the basement? There's no longer, I don't think Ewok's there anymore.
So what is it?
Well, it's not where Ewok was, but down below, Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, they do have a Chick-fil-A down there now.
Chick-fil-A on campus.
So modern.
And like gaming systems, you can like rent out like a PS5, an Xbox, or whatever.
But the flag room, or is it the international room? What's it called?
Flag room.
Flag room. Flag room's still the same
Yeah.
furniture.
Mm-hmm.
We went in there and I was like, I told Therese, at the time she was 15, now she's 17. I said, I sat on this furniture.
Yeah.
That's my drool stain.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
slept there once.
Yeah.
Who among us hasn't slept
Oh,
on
my
one of those
goodness.
couches?
We all slept in the flag room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
a good
peaceful.
place. Good place to take a nap between classes.
Except the MSC was under construction all 4 years that I was a
you
student.
got ripped off.
Yeah,
You should go get
it opened
an
up.
honorary
It opened up
master's.
for my master's degree.
Oh,
I have a real
okay.
master's degree. I don't need fake things like you, Jeff.
Burn.
It opened up, but I was in the business school, so I was mostly over on West Campus. But yeah, I probably went in the MSC as a student less than 20 times.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's weird.
yeah,
Man.
That's sacrilegious.
it is.
Yes. You know, I actually snuck on top of that roof a few times.
So current students, you're welcome.
yeah,
Somebody
I
had
don't
to
think you can do
fall
that
on the
anymore
sword.
either. Yeah. But we would just hang out. Anyways, yeah, this is phenomenal to think
Yeah.
about our days at A&M. I think that if you go back through like the LinkedIn of people I was involved in student organizations with, it's cool to see what these people have done. Like this is a leadership academy. If you think about like what it's producing in the church, in the business world, in the government. So I am proud of our Aggie roots.
Yeah.
And our Aggie helmet here. I highly recommend that if you haven't looked into St. Mary's, that you consider that when you're considering where you or your kids may end up going to college.
AggieCatholic.org.
Yeah. And then there's a campus nearby that has 65,000 seats. But think about going to college at St. Mary's in College Station, Texas.
which apparently you can get credit for now.
That's
Yes.
right. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, good deal. Carson, thanks for blessing us. Listen, onfiremedia.com is how you can find Carson's awesome marketing, website design, strategy, implementation, branding company for mission-aligned companies.
That's exactly how we would say it too.
Exactly.
That's on his business card. It's a huge business card.
I've trained myself not to say or but I haven't trained myself to care what comes next.
That is, can we put that on a t-shirt?
Well said.
It's confidence. And I'm confident that things are going to keep going well for On Fire Media with Carson at the helm. So thanks for blessing us. For all of you, we're going to see you standing with the 12th man for Jesus. For the rest of you, we will.
See you in the Eucharist.
God bless you.
Thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to join us at our undersized table, subscribe to the video version of the show on YouTube by typing @ that's the symbol @ so shift and 2 on your keyboard, @ the _ BeatiDudes on YouTube. We'll see you there.